Hello. Hello. Mm. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, good morning to you. Welcome to John Live Stream. My name is Yvonne. Welcome. I'll be doing great today in our tea class. I would love to share very interesting black tea from China's Yunnan province. This Good morning, Martin. Good morning. Yeah, you're on time today. Good to see you, Martin. Today in our tea class, I would love to share this very interesting Chinese white black tea from Yunnan province. This tea is made from, let's say, this tea is made from white tea tree. White tea tree. How we understand how we what's the meaning? What here the wine is referring to what? Here the wine is means this like this the tea. This tea during the growth of this tea, there's not so much human being manual interfere. Let's say there's not so many human being interference. Uh, it means this tea keeps the very original flavor and the taste. And besides, this tea is very interesting because for the last step of black tea, in general, the last step is drying process. This drying process for this tea, our artisan was operated with sunshine, direct sunshine drying. Why I'm saying so? Because this tea, just like a poor tea, you can continue to age it because with such a sunshine drying process, the tea still keep active content. This is the tea I would like to share with you today. This tea physically looks a little bit white. It's made from white tea tree. Uh, please look at a little bit curly with dark brown color. Good morning. Good morning, Franco. Morning. Good to see you. Even for the dry tea, when you smell it, you'll be surprised by its intense, sweet, fruity aroma. Wow, really? Now, I will share the title of this tea with you and the brief information. If you're new to this tea, you can make a screenshot. This tea, in fact, it's organic as well. Just like I mentioned, there's not too much human being interference during the growth of tea tree without using any pesticide and herb. What do you say? Word? Uh, Herb. I've just forget that the product to remove the white grass. I forgot how to say that. To bring good cup of white Yunnan white tea, we need to pay attention to a few points. A few points. The first thing, tea to water ratio. For this tea, you can apply tea to water ratio around 1 to 30, and the water temperature As this tea, as in I mentioned, this tea was operated with sunshine drying process. For this tea to water ratio you can lower a little bit to use around 95 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius. Steeping time for this tea, my experience is you can bring like 10 to 15 seconds. For sure, this is my recommendation. If you're new to this tea, first of all, can try with my recommendation. And if you think that's too light, you can smartly operately increase or decrease the steeping time or tea to water ratio. Okay. Now let's start to our focus on this tea to show you how to bring this tea with a traditional Gongfu Cha way. And for the second section of a live stream today, I prepared some very beautiful, authentic, handmade, original Chinese tea with you. For sure, during our tea class, if you have any questions, feel free to share in our comment. So, any questions? In this tea ceremony where I want to show you the tea ways I'm going to use. This is a guy one. This made hand painted guy from Jingdejing. In our Chinese tea ceremony, you often see this glass cup with a spoon. This in Chinese called Gong Dao Bei Fei cup. And this is my teacup. If you're interested in anything we are using a live stream, please go to check our tea shop link in our bio. So final questions. For this tea, in Chinese tea ceremony, the first step we call preheating process. This preheating process to increase the water, the tea weight temperature. As now we are in winter. If you don't use preheating process, when your water pour into the guy one, you can imagine the cold guy one will absorb some temperature from the water, and your water may be not so hot for brewing this tea. This reason, if you often join our live stream, you'll notice every time I always emphasize the importance of preheating process. Okay, lovely is your jazz, amazing is the. Thank you, Franco. Okay. And preheat to the fake as well. This tea for this wine Yunnan black. When you bring this tea, I recommend to bring before the first infusion. As this tea, unlike other traditional Chinese black tea, this tea was operated with a direct sunshine drying. This tea was drying outside. For other Chinese teas, you don't have to rinse it before the first infusion. However, for this tea, yes, I recommend to I recommend to rinse it before the first infusion. This is the white Yunnan black tea I want to share with you today. This dry tea has a very pleasant, sweet, dry, fruity aroma. Hello, Dan. Hello. Technically, this tea has a very exceptional uh, flavor and taste. Please pay attention. When I bring it, when I bring it, when I drink it, I will share the details and the features about this tea with you. The first thing, this rinsing infusion. We don't drink it. We just discard it. Hello, please. Hello, welcome. Now we can start to bring the first infusion. Steeping time 10 to 15 seconds. Why don't drink the first infusion? Because this tea was operated with direct sunshine drying. The tea was drying outside, drying outside. Uh, so for the first infusion, I that's why before the first infusion, I recommend to rinse it. Not because the tea is not clean, dirty, no, no. Not, but as the tea was operated outside. Um, so for the before the first infusion, I recommend you to rinse it. This is our first infusion. Look at this beautiful gold color, so clear, so bright. Fragrance is so. This tea, first of all, this tea is made by tea tree, white tea tree. It means the raw material is wine. They are growing up. They are growing up in the white mountains. There's not so many human being manual interference. Organic tea, you can imagine like it's like organic tea without using any pesticide. Uh, herbicide texture. The tea keeps a very original flavor and taste. This white Yunnan black tea has intense, sweet, tropical fruity aroma plus woody fragrance. It's very interesting. Uh, why? What? Um, why? What factors make this tea so special? Yeah. First of all, wine, raw material, and second point, this tea was operated with a direct sunshine drying process. Means this tea, the drying process. This is the last step of black tea. In general, the most teas they operate with stable heating drying process by machine or by the charcoal. However, this one not directly dry by the sunshine, so this tea still keep a certain active content. This tea, it just like yeah, some kind of like poor tea. You can continue to age it, and in a few years, to you patient enough, you can wait. In 3 4 years, and the tea will convert to another flavor and taste. This is a very interesting point of this tea. You will perceive a sweet tropical mango tea aroma with a light sweet floral fragrance as well. Well, the first sip is very surprising with its sweet, fruity flavor, mango fruity flavor. After drinking a recipe, there's sweet lingering taste inside your mouth. This tea, personally like. It's been a while for I don't remember the when I introduced this tea with you last time, probably 3 4 months before. I haven't tried again, and now when I try it, uh, every time I try this tea, I always surprised by the exceptional flavor and taste. Sweet. So, final questions? If I have any questions, please feel free to share in your comment. Hello, hello, welcome. It takes a freshly sweet, just like when you eat, you drink mango juice, tropical fruity juice. You can feel the sweetness. You can feel the sweetness from such tropical fruits like mango, lychee. The intensity of the sweetness very different from the ordinary uh, fruit. It's even more the sweet is more intense and more sweet. Why shouldn't we drink the first? Not okay. For other Chinese traditional black tea, uh, you don't have to rinse it before the first infusion. Here, in this question, the first infusion here, I understood that you are referring to the rinsing infusion, right? This rinsing infusion, if you want to drink it, you can. But as this tea, unlike other traditional Chinese black tea, red tea, the last step, drying process was operated outside. Our artisan, the tea was operated, was drying with direct sunshine. Even we put the tea in a very clean, dry condition outside, because the tea was drying outside. That's why I recommend to rinse it before the first infusion. But if you don't, if but you can always you don't have to. But this is my recommendation. For other traditional black tea, you have to just accept this one, as this tea was operated, drawn and joined outside. This is the reason we recommend you. Oh, it tastes so sweet. Has a mango similar flavor and taste. Thanks. It's the I really enjoy. Now we continue our second infusion. You're welcome, Martin. Just feel free to ask me any questions, okay? If you, by chance, you just join live stream and you're not familiar with what we are doing, and for the moment, we are bringing Chinese wine, Yunnan black tea. This tea, the raw material of this tea is from high altitude tea garden, above 100 or 105, 600 meters. If you and never try any Chinese black tea yet, this tea very in because in the market it's rare to see such tea. First of all, made from uh, wild raw material, high altitude tea garden, Yunnan province, and besides the tea was drawn by the direct sunshine. Means this tea still keeps the active content. You can continue to age it. You can drink it immediately, or you can continue to age it. You can try this tea in every 6 months, and you will see every 6 months this tea will have a new conversion of the flavor and the taste, the fragrance. The tea is very beautiful. Please look at. Let's look at. The softer leaves look so active, alive. There's a tea jargon to describe this such uh, lips condition. They look very alive. Sweet. Even now, when the tea becomes cold, the fragrance still very long lasting, very intense, very sweet. So, any questions? Now we can second infusion. This tea is highly rest. Can be bring like 8 to 10, 8 to 10 infusions. This is our second infusion. Ten to 15 seconds. Please look at. Look at this golden, beautiful, bright, clear. without trying, just smelling these wonderful fragrance, which triggers to have a try because it's so smells so sweet, so sweet, so pleasant. This is the water temperature not so hot. How do you judge it? You mean the water temperature here? We are using around 95, 85 to 90 degrees Celsius. How do you judge? You mean how do I measure the water temperature? Do you mean how do I measure the temperature? How do I measure the water temperature? Or you ask me why here the for the tea the water temperature not so hot? Uh, uh, I measure the water temperature. Uh, in now after years, I now for me I can measure by just not um, okay. Not here. There's a tip. There's a tip. Uh, for just boil. When the water just boiled. Uh, in the case if you use charcoal or alcohol, open fire to open fire to boil the water. Yeah, when you hear the voice means the tea almost reaches 100 degrees Celsius. However, if you just boil the tea with a heater, electric heater, technically even when the if you're using a electric heater, when you hear the boiling voice, the water in fact doesn't it cannot reach 100 degrees Celsius, almost about 90, 98, 99, like something like this. And as now we are the room temperature depends on your room temperature. In general, just in a few minutes, the water will drop to like a 90 degrees Celsius. Or you just hear the boiling when the or watch or look at open the cover of the kettle and look at the bubbles, the bubble size. This is something you can use your ear to hear or look at the bubble size. If you are a beginner, the best way you can try with the the thermos measure. How we say that? Thermos meter, that thing to measure the temperature, and you just try a few times and you will see the difference about 90 uh, 95 degrees Celsius. But this is not so strict. This is something very clear. Don't worry because in general for such tea, even you use rather high or low, rather high hot water, it doesn't matter. It's still very tasty. Such a sweet tea. It's really really sweet. Drinking this drinking this like you are adding some natural mango juice inside the tea. That's very interesting. You're welcome. Otherwise, you can just use, the kettle of coffee, which measure the temperature exactly. But personally, I don't use. I just measure with my experience. But you just try a few times, you will see around 90, uh, 80, 80, 90, 95 Celsius degree. What even just touching the the cattle skin, the cattle skin, you will see the difference. This tea is sweet like tropical fruity, just like tropical fruits, mango. It has a similar mango, especially mango. The first time when I tried this tea, I was very surprised by its natural mango flavor because I barely ever met a tea with such a natural mango fruity aroma. This tea is from you can understand, you can imagine like this is a regional uh, fragrance from this area, from this area. Yunnan province. I don't know how are you familiar with this province. Yunnan province nowadays. Sorry. We nowadays we discover that Yunnan province is indeed the original birthplace of tea tree, the birthplace of Camellia sinensis, which could explain why here in this region the aged tea tree resources are so rich, so rich. And you will notice that the tea from Yunnan province, not only for this black tea, for white tea as well, which have a very exceptional, unique aroma. This is, we call it as regional fragrance, just like this tea. If you never try any Yunnan black tea, this tea, just go ahead to try and you will love it. This tea, highly recommend. If you're interested in this Yunnan white black tea, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. Which type of tea is the main tea in Yunnan? Generally, Yunnan province for its poor, Raipur and Ropur, Shengwen and Shoupur. Nowadays, Yunnan white has become more and more trendy. It's always one of most important tea in Yunnan province as well. Um, Black tea, white tea, pu'er, the three types. But for the green tea, no, green tea. If you're familiar with our tea shop, you barely see I not barely I haven't introduced any green tea from Yunnan province. Why? Because Yunnan like this tea. For green tea is very green tea and white, green tea and the black tea. First of all, let's say here uh, there's a mixed understanding about green tea, white tea, yellow tea, etc. This tea tree can make into any tea, but if this tea tree, this kind of variety, cultivates idle for making to green tea and the black tea. I can tell you there's a one principle. If this tea, this cultivar is idle variety to make into black tea, in the contrary, this cultivar is not fit for making to green tea. Because Yunnan black tea, Yunnan, most tea trees in Yunnan province, they're growing in this plateau region. Most of them, they are big leaf cultivar. Big leaf cultivar is not so ideal for making into green tea. That's why you haven't seen I introduce any Yunnan black tea because I know even with the excellent craftsmanship. But this tea cultivar is not idle, naturally not idle for making into green tea. But for Yunnan black tea, Yunnan poor white tea, they are very virtual, like the tea I'm introduced with you today. This tea highly recommend. So final questions? Let's continue our third infusion. This tea uh, is, is very nice to make cold brain as well, cold brain. After drinking it, you will feel above your taste bud. There's some sweet lingering taste. Thanks. So their meant is poor white tea and black tea. Yes. In our tea shop, we are also selling oolong from Yunnan province, Oriental Beauty. That tea are very, very interesting and worthy to try as well. This place, Yunnan province, has a God-given geographical advantage for the growth of tea tree, especially for the accumulation of rich aromatic substances. You'll notice that the tea from Yunnan province has a high fragrance profile. This is a natural features of Yunnan tea, tea from Yunnan province. If you would like to enjoy the exceptional oolong, you can try that tea, that Yunnan style Oriental Beauty oolong. Hello, really kidding. Hello, this is our third infusion. This tea, sweet. This is unforgettable tea. This tea, unforgettable regarding the flavor and taste. They are so unique, exceptional. If you're interested in this tea, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. Ah. Is the tea one of the most sweetest tea you ever taste? Okay, good. In three questions. First of all, tea, it okay. Uh, when we evaluate the tea, the sweetness is only a part to look at. We illustrate the balance of tea. The balance of tea means if a tea only tastes sweet, and if a tea only tastes sweet, um, which lacks of balance. What's the balance of the balance is composed of a few, let's say a few of things such as sweetness, bitterness, um, um, sweetness, bitterness, and astringency. Actual, a tea it only takes sweet. Uh, for us, this tea cannot call it as a good tea because tea should be balanced. Means that this tea should have a certain comfortable, let's say, bitterness and astringency. Those are very, very comfortable light to create a balance, the structure of this tea. This tea, the dominant, very distinctive of this tea is about its unique sweetness. Uh, Not because we add some artificial sugar in the tea. The sweetness is given by the craftsmanship, given by this land, given by the tea cultivar itself. So when this sweetness is not the sugar you taste, you buy it. Here the sweetness is referring to a natural tropical fruity mango sweetness. I believe you have ever tried some mango and you know the mango sweetness tastes like. And this tea has mango similar sweetness. That's why I say this tea is very very worthy to have a try because I barely met any which has such profile, flavor profile. And besides this sweetness, not only for the aroma but for the flavor, it's very long lasting. Lasting. When we look at the sweetness, sweet aroma, sweet the sweetness flavor, we also look at if this if it's long lasting, long lasting. If this sweetness could last for very long, for 9, 10 infusions, like from the first infusion to the end infusion. This is some facts, some aspects we look at. It's the unique sweetness of this tea. Let me remember this tea. This is the unforgettable point of this tea to let people to remember it. So, final questions. This morning, this morning, I went to attend a pour coffee competition, and I found out that's very interesting. Pour over coffee, just like you bring the tea, you bring coffee. The way we pour it is like bring the tea is very very interesting, because I find out something very interesting about people's preference on the taste, because as a, as a professional Chinese tea sommelier, when I look at coffee, I pay attention, illustrate the balance of the coffee as well. However, for other tea lovers, coffee lovers, they may pay attention or other things. But for me, the balance is the priority. The first thing I look at, if this coffee is smooth, the texture is smooth, is well balanced. This is something I look at, and it's the same when I select tea. For this tea, this is well balanced sweet tea, balanced sweet tea. Um, if you like, okay, you prefer stronger flavor, this tea you can increase the water temperature and the steeping time. But with my recommendation, I gave share with you. This tea will be presented with a natural, very pleasant sweetness and a balanced uh, flavor and taste. Uh, those could be very, very, very personal, but all should base on your understanding about this tea. You understand about the coffee beans. Just like I personally, I like balance in the tea and in the tea soup. You can try, huh? You can try. Huh? Maybe you can do a pour of coffee. I'm not. I'm just starting to learn. So that because you know, I believe the principle and philosophy of bring coffee or the tea and the pour over coffee is that similar. They're based on your understanding about the thing you're gonna serve for people, just like the tea, as this tea, why the for other black teas, I would recommend you to use even just boiled water, 95 degrees Celsius. For this tea, I lower a little bit because for the drying process, in the earlier I mentioned this tea was operated drying by the direct sunlight. Unlike other traditional black tea, traditional black tea, the last step, a drying process, is technically drying with the stable heating process, uh, electric heating or charcoal heating, at which you can it's the last step to smooth the tea texture. However, as this tea uh, uh, was dried by direct sunshine. And this tea was now the tea you try now. The tea was made light. After 1 year, this tea has become more and more smooth. But because when if you just like I mentioned, I focus on the balance, the texture of the tea. So when I deal with this tea, I choose a lower water temperature to make sure the tea tastes uh, very silky without any astringency. This the recommendation I share with you all based on my understanding about this tea, about the craftsmanship, where this tea from, and what condition of this tea. Same like a pour over coffee, it can be very vibrant. Um, every barista could have a different understanding, but the more you understand about this coffee bean, the better coffee will taste. Now we continue. Thanks for informative explanation. Since it's important. Not everybody will illustrate the balance. Some people they prefer high flavor, like high intensity, to have a strong, incitement above your taste bud. Depends on your understanding on the tea itself. It's really sweet, fruity, sweet. Balance for me is quite important because this is something with the balance. Uh, The drinker, for iced tea, with a good balance, you can drink like 8, 10 infusions without getting bored. But if this tea lacks of balance, even with a high flavor and the taste, you will probably get bored, tired of this tea for when you bring your fourth of infusion, because uh, this is um, this is the balance for me is very, very important. When I pour over coffee or green tea, balance is my priority. I make sure that tea first of tastes very well balanced, well balanced. I continue our fourth. Our fourth of five in 15. So far, any questions? Mm. Any questions? Please feel free to. This is not the I would say like uh, what that word, how we say that. This is not the main black tea you can find market. This is sort of rare exceptional black tea. Regarding the raw material and the craftsmanship, this tea, if you never try any tea, white tea, dry by the direct sunshine from Yunnan province, this one I highly recommend to you. I highly recommend to you. If you don't believe, how could a black tea, uh, let's say, how could a black tea extrude similar mango, similar fragrance? Um, please try this tea. You'll be surprised by. Hello, hello, yeah, Dave. Hello, hello. If you're interested in this tea, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. I think balancing a tea can make us drink the same tea every day without feeling bored. Yes, balance is yeah. I I totally agree with you. Balance means uh, balance means um, balance uh, balance means mind, gentle. This is something you can repeat again and again to 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 you can repeat every day to drink it. This is my thing about the tea. The balance will be the priority. Balance. This is so sweet. Oh, week next week, next Sunday, I will introduce. I present organic black tea from Tibet. From Tibet. The cover fits perfect with the gown body. So, funny questions? I just I know we can grow tea in Tibet. Yeah, in Tibet there's a very particular place. It's called Motuo. I will show you some very. I will show you some um, videos. And what makes me what surprised me, it's about the quality of the tea. But it was really once you try the tea from Tibet, you understand why we say the raw material quality determines the bottom of the tea, because imagine that those tea trees growing up in such paradise place, and they are growing with the snowing, the snowing water from the high mountain, and 100% organic. They growing the tea trees growing in such uh, this place. We can call it as a warm place. Uh, Before, yes, when we talk about Tibet, we always consider this is a very cold place. But in fact, in the south of the south of Tibet, I will show the geography to understand better. The south of the Tibet, because the warm sea wind comes from the India Ocean, and they will directly go into the land, and that place is like the screen, and that like a screen. The altitude, the place of this tea garden is around between 1,000 to 2,000 meters, and this is one of the best ideal place for the growth of the tea tree. And even in this place called tour, even you will this place even produces banana. Can you imagine? Very, 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 very. This place was the last place to reach Rhodes in 2013. The last place uh, we access with roads. Is that reaching China? Now the for the moment performing a daily casual Chinese 功夫茶位. With words, it's hard to explain to you. I'm gonna show you the geography video. You understand why this place is like screen. The warm winds come in. They flowing from the over throughout the land, and this place, those mountains just like a screen to stop the cold wind from the north, and the warm wind from India Ocean will, you know that's why this place create a natural green motor. It's called a motor. Is that black tea? Is black tea virtue in China? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. I will bring our infusion, six infusion. Wow. Last week I still feel this lingering sweetness in above my taste bud. Well, it's this fifth or sixth infusion. This tea can be brewed over 8-10 times. Even for the 10th infusion, the tea still keeps such color. Great, beautiful honey color. Other teas where there is only one feel, not more, or it's regular tea with the milk. In general, for Chinese teas, premium Chinese tea, for black tea you can mm, for black tea sold in our tea shop. Let's make this. In general, they are resident can be bring over 8 to 10 times, even more. For Chinese teas, for Chinese teas, it's common. It unlike the tea you buy, the, the tea bag you buy in the market. In general, Chinese teas, for Chinese teas, they are highly resistant, like pu'er, like the oolong can be bring over 13 times. So, final questions? Yeah, even 12, 13 times, especially for aged tea. Aged tea. Uh, this morning I try a tea with my friends. We bring like 15 infusions. Still tasty, still tasty. Once you fall in love with Chinese teas, um, once you fall in love, you will discard the tea bag you have because Chinese tea is not only a beverage. Yeah, tea is still always a beverage, but Chinese tea is more than beverage. Beverage, it's during the drinking. It's for the for us, it's like a ritual moment as well. The time you connect with yourself and you see the each infusion, the change in which infusion, especially when you appreciate and the tea. You drink a lot. Yeah, tea is okay. Tea is okay, but for coffee, you cannot drink too much. For tea, I drink 2-3 liters per day. It's okay, but not coffee. Coffee, I cannot much. The other day, I drank a lot. If you're interested in this tea, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. I will come back in seconds and continue our tea wear section during this waiting time. If you're interested in this tea, please go to check out our tea shop link in our bio. This wine Yunnan black tea, highly recommend. A bit tired for the moment. I need some tea to cheer me up. I loved you explaining about black uh, black tea Chinese rich. You're welcome. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll come back in a few seconds. When I come back, I will show you those these that I'm using today. What kind of conversions happen over tea? Um, if you're interested in for the aging process, you can go to check our previous live stream, uh, especially for aged tea. Hello, Andrew. Hello. Take care. Hello. Please look at these active, alive, soft leaves. Okay. They are very beautiful. Please look at this guy one. This guy one set. underglazed red, underglazed red is one of the most skillful craftsmanship in Jingdezhen. As mm, First of all, please look at this underglazed red in Chinese called Youli Hong. This one, mm, first of all, please appreciate this the flowing glaze. For to have such bright red, this is a successful one. However, as it is underglazed red is using copper as coloring, and the copper is extremely sensitive to the temperature, and this one is a successful one. However, if the temperature inside the clean is just 10-20 degrees Celsius plus, the color, this red color will turn very gray, and not so vivid like this one you are seeing. This is almost a perfect one, painted with lotus twin stem. Let's look at. Get flowing glaze. This is a feature of underglazed red. When you touch it, you can feel the glaze texture. 150, and this is the this is tea tree. This tea tree you can match with other pottery pot. The color, this red color is very vivid. This is a good one. If you're interested in this set, please go to check out his shop in our video. So funny questions? If you're interested in anything we are presenting on stream today, please go to check out the shop link in our bio. Hello Alice, hello, welcome to join live stream. This is almost end of our live stream, but don't worry, this live stream is well recorded, and I will post it when I finish the live stream. For the beautiful, just thank you, Alice, thank you. Guys, thank you so much for your watching, and I wish you a great Sunday night and a great day. If you if you have any questions regarding Chinese tea wear, please feel free to reach us out. Thank you so much, and thank you, Martin. Thank you for lovely. Thank you so much for your watching, and see you guys. See you next time. See you, ciao ciao. Thank you, Louis. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. See you. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.